All right, what's up everybody? We're back for another YouTube video for you guys to check out. Thanks for tuning in and sticking with us. Been busy around the shop. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got some stuff that we're getting prepped for Bike Week. We're gonna be painting a tank half for the Dave Pirowitz paint show. I'll be a judge down there. That's the Wednesday down there if you're in the area. And we're gonna be down there like 6-7 shows. We're gonna make some announcements where we're gonna be. But as far as what we got going on for Born Free, we obviously have our bike. We're also painting a bike for Jared Weems at Weems Motor Company, his Triumph for this year. We're super excited about that. And we have also been contracted by Harley Davidson, the motor company, to paint this Biltwell Gringo helmet for a giveaway at the Born Free show in California. So that's the three big ones. A couple little things before Bike Week, and then we'll be hard pressed on getting out there for to see everybody in June. So we still do not have the correct drivetrain in here. This is the donor drivetrain still, or you guys haven't seen it with it in it, but we were able to get a lot of fab work done. We were talking about some decisions on the last video of whether or not we were gonna go with the mag-fired bike. This is gonna be a mag-fired bike, and we decided to not run the stock oil bag. So we built this aluminum oil bag from scratch, and I think I like the look. It'll be very different from, again, we're doing a bike very similar in stance to the Vulture that we did for Born Free Texas, so we wanted to change some stuff up to make it unique. So, you know, panhead drivetrain, not a stock Sportster or a narrowed Sportster tank, different oil tank, changing up a couple things here and there. But like how the oil tank came out, it's got great capacity. We tested it's gonna be 3 quarts, and we're gonna piece it together with the same Banjo Prism oil line kit that we'll have chromed. And got the rear fender mounted. This is another lowbrow item. Big shout out to Lowbrow for all they do for us. I know we thanked them in the last video, but they actually, someone lost this fender in shipping, and we were able to get a hold of them, and they just didn't, no messing around, just immediately sent us one out the next day to get us taken care of. And we really appreciate that, because this stuff's stressful. If you don't have the right stuff, it stresses you out, and it's really great to work with some of the people that have stepped up to help us out a bunch. So we want to give a shout out to Prism Supply, Exile Cycles. Russell sent us an internal throttle we're going to be using on these bars. We got these bars tacked up, and we used a crow's nest lower, it's the top tree, but it's how Caleb makes his setup to be able to build off of. And I've always been wanting to use one. I really dig Caleb's work, so we got one from him and built off of these guys with the same width bars that are on the Vulture, because I really like how they fit and feel. But this riser setup, I think, is gonna determine how we're gonna do our little fab throughout the bike, all the linkages, the brake linkages, and the clutch arm linkage and stuff like that. So we're probably gonna mimic that throughout the bike like we do, you know. But here's the gas tank that we finally got the alien tank narrowed up. I think the profile's real nice. We're gonna do another resin inlay. That's a top secret subject we will share in a different video, but really excited about that. But you know, you can do a lot of stuff with a mock-up drivetrain. We've got our motor mount in the proper location, so we can kind of get that, you know, formatted. The foot controls, we're excited about. They're the same thing basically as what we did on the Vulture, where these are a 2.5 inch further up. You know, a normal mount would be way down here by this motor mount will be similar to where your foot peg or floorboard would be at, but this holds you way up to give you that more aggressive feel when you're on the bike, to give it a little bit more control, get you the bike more under you. And then, you know, we got one of the same lights that we designed for the Vulture. We got this guy kind of mock hanging so we can get an idea how it's gonna look with the height of the bars and all that stuff. So, you know, we're gonna use the same, as of now, we're gonna use the same headlight, tail light, foot pegs that we did a one-off for the Texas bike. So, you know, we haven't really overdone them, so I think we use them. Everybody seems to like them a lot. Okay, so another thing we've been really busy with is we've been working with our buddies up in North Carolina to do the custom destruction helmets. And we got a couple helmets down. I wanted one for myself because the one I got's kind of old, and I like how they do the low profile ones. So we got 2 helmets down. We started doing some spray out. And I was really struggling to come up with a paint color that was unique. You know, you want a bike for California, you want it to be special. And so we decided to kind of lean on a little bit of an Americana underlining theme. This bike's gonna be white. As you can see in the spray out, it's got oxygen acetylene, flame smoke, oxblood red flames, and a little bit of a teal blue pinstripe. So without screaming Captain America, it's kind of along those paint lines. It's a real, like an undertone of it, and it's real, you know, it's not super obvious. I think it's still, you know, this is a US made American company. We're proud Americans around here, and we love what makes America, and that's the right freedom of speech, freedom to do whatever you want, man. You know what I mean? We're big on that, and if we didn't have all that, we wouldn't be able to create motorcycles however we want to, and you have the expression to do it how you like it, and you know, we're stoked other people dig how we do our stuff. So this is kind of a little bit of a nod to that, and hope you guys dig it. And we might doodle a little bit on this tank here and try to get a little bit of layout going. We got this little mini wassail cap that we're not going to do in the center. We're going to do it on the side. So I'm going to incorporate basically a panel layout, kind of like half flame, half panel. I really like how Scott at Chemical Candy Customs does a lot of his paint styles. So this one will kind of be influenced by some of the stuff he does, and we're going to add some variegated blue gold leaf in it. So we'll get to do a little bit of hand striping and stuff like that. So we'll do that tank and fender and probably on the frame, and try to incorporate some of that resin we talked about in the other videos. Other news is our buddies at the Light Asylum that most people know on social media for hooking you up with a bunch of vintage lights that they find. They had a Mark Drew's front wheel set up that they were selling, so we snagged that from them. So excited to run that. I'm gonna radial lace it, but it's a low profile 21-inch front wheel that's kind of weird, and it's actually, I think it's more like a 22. So that'll look really good with the narrowed front end. So we're excited to get some of that stuff back. We'll be getting our motor and transmission cases back. Gus up at the polisher place up in Oklahoma said they should ship this week. So we'll get that stuff back and start getting the bottom end together. And you know, we're moving right along. So that being said, this guy's never been on the ground. We got a kickstand tack welded on, so we're gonna try to get this thing off the lift and take a little video, and we'll see how she looks and see if we like it. Hope you guys dig it, and thanks for checking it out. Also like to give a big shout out to Brian and company over at Paint Huffer Metal Flake. We've been working with those guys. We love their products, and they are helping us out with the paint on not only this bike, but also with Jared Weems' bike. So thank you, Brian, and everybody so much. We can't wait to get the stuff cranked out so you can see it. Thanks again.